So, here we are, Darrell Douglas with New Media Texas, and we're here with Mr. Dwight Boykins, who's a candidate for District D, Houston City Council. Mr. Boykins, you've raised a lot of money. Your campaign so far has been very successful. Your signs are everywhere, and I've said this in blogs before. With this much momentum this early in the game, you just might take this election without a runoff in December. Why do you think your campaign has been so successful?
Well, first of all, thank you, Darrell, and thank you for the compliment. But let me tell you, we're working hard, man.
Okay.
When we got being from this district, first of all, I was born and raised, and it was an easy decision to jump into District D's race because I played Little League baseball. Was raised with 6 other brothers in the neighborhood, so we scattered out between Jones, Austin High School, Madison. So we were sort of in the area. Little League football for the Dragons, and so it's just a neighborhood that we know.
Okay.
And so then I put together a team that I believe is one of the best in consulting in the city of Houston in terms of running campaigns. Lee Change has been with me and under Dallas Jones, and he got focused on his campaign, and we're taking a very strong grassroots approach. We're not taking anything for granted.
Right.
I block walk every day except Fridays.
Okay.
And about to start on Fridays.
Okay.
And it's going to take that.
Right.
And in terms of raising money, if you look at our report real good, we've received money from the $5 amount all the way up to a $5,000. And because the city has so many issues from infrastructure to new economic development, a lot of those industries have supported me because of our vision to take District D to another level. So that's why we've done well financially and in terms of, and we're still raising money.
Okay.
So if you know anybody who want to make a donation, we need it.
Right.
We've done well economically as well as grassroots campaigning.
Okay. And let me ask you this. Not only have you been successful with raising money and you have an impressive campaign thus far, you also have a very impressive resume that stretches from Houston to Austin to D.C. How do you think all of that experience will help you not only in the campaign for District D, but if elected?
That's a great question, and I believe that's a major asset. City of Houston, a lot of people don't focus or think about the city's legislative agenda, whether it's in Austin or in Washington. What they do, they tend to, because we pay taxes on the federal and state level, we tend to go after that money for different programs to supplement the City of Houston's budget.
Right.
Whether it's through CDBG funding to help seniors with sidewalk programs under the Bill White administration, they did that, and I want to bring that back and at least make the recommendation to the mayor. And with the state, you have all kind of like abandoned houses. Representative Boris Miles did an excellent job introducing it on the House side. We couldn't get it carried on the Senate to be able to shorten the time frame to be able to tear down abandoned homes. And so to have that experience of knowing how that process works, I think is going to be valuable for the city.
Very good. And you just mentioned a name that's very near and dear to me, State Representative Boris Miles.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 2011, he actually took me to Austin, and I worked for him for a little bit at the Capitol, believe it or not.
Okay.
And I learned a whole lot from Boris Miles, a little bit of that rubbed off of me. and that stick-to-itness and that, one of the things, and not to turn this into a Boris Miles campaign ad, but one of the things that I really like about him is that he don't take no stuff.
Right.
Like he says what he means what he says, and he has heart in it. Will you have that same approach on the dais down on Bagby? And if so, like what type of stance will you have?
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that because Boris is known, and it's true, to be a person from his community. He'll tell you in a minute he's from Sunnyside, and I tell him I'm from South Union. So you stay on that side, and I stay on my side.
Right.
But my district comprises both areas. But I admire him a lot. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think given an opportunity to serve the people on city council, they will see the 1-2 punch between Boris and I, whether it's a state issue, federal, or local issue, to benefit the people in our district. Working with him because he has a passion for service and the least and the lost.
Exactly.
And the last. And that's where we both come from. We talk about that a lot.
Exactly.
He and Alma Allen are committed to helping me, and I'm excited to have their support because they know my heart is in the right place.
Exactly. And one of the things, like I said, getting to observe him and work closely with him, I learned a lot. looking at this pipeline to prison, because I'm from South Park, 5638 Selinsky.
Well, I hope your family
Crestmont
ain't gonna
Village.
vote for that. I sure need them.
5638 Selinsky.
Did you
right
go to
there.
Jones High School?
I didn't. I finished from Westbury.
Okay.
We moved.
Okay.
But still got some people over there. Still
Okay,
some
good,
businesses over
good.
there. But going back to, I used to work at the prison, and the pipeline to prison, especially from District D, and especially from those neighborhoods.
Sunnyside, all that, yeah.
What can the city do to help steer some of the people that are from District D towards prosperity and towards college versus down that path?
Now, are we speaking about people that served or people before
Both,
they get to that point?
both. But I mean, the people who have the felony and can't get the job, and that student right now that is, at Albert Thomas or that's at Sterling.
Yeah.
How can what can the city provide to help steer them away from?
Well, I'm so glad you brought that up because that's very important for my district, in particular the whole city. But District D numbers are, just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that when I grew up, man, when I was growing up, we had what we call vocational training,
Right.
and now they're going back into that.
Right.
And HISD, we're gonna have a strong relationship with my trustee, which is Paula Harris, and currently Larry Marshall, that will be able to work with those different high schools, man, with this vocational training, because we can get funding to help supplement if we need that training within the school districts from the city through the federal process,
Right.
if you know that process, which I do, because everybody's not going to college.
Right.
Let's be clear about that.
Right.
So what are we saying? If you don't go to college, you go to prison?
Right.
Uh-oh. You don't go to college, you go to prison.
We'll just
Uh-oh.
take it down.
All right, we'll bring it on down. We'll just sit it down behind us. All right. So you don't go to college, you go to prison.
Okay.
Ashley is upset we're not
Right.
going to
Hey, do you know how to edit your
No, it's real. It's off the cuff. Don't worry about it. We good.
Okay. You don't go to college, you go to prison.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would like to see happen is, one, the vocational trades. We have Houston Community College pass the bond, City of Houston pass the bond, Port of Houston expansion. Give these kids the training,
Right.
and give them on construction training trades to pipe them into that workforce. The second thing, in terms of the incarceration, as most people have said as we travel around the city, man, that I'm taking a bold position on this as a former commissioner on Rebuild Houston, where we're going to redo the entire city streets for the next 25 years, raise about $4 billion to reconstruct. That I have put my program is very aggressive and is needed in our community and throughout the city, that will allow people who've made nonviolent felonies, made bad choices in the past, an opportunity to get into this workforce. Now, what happens when they get those jobs, man, that money comes right back into the community, the local cleaners, dry cleaners, the local convenience stores, and put money back in our community, where I'm hoping that they then say, well, I have this new demand of income, I can hire somebody as well.
Right.
Crime goes down because they're working. Now, let me be real clear. I don't know about you,
Okay.
but I know some folk who wish they didn't have to break the law.
Right.
But you never know, and I'm not defending that,
Right.
but you never know what you would do unless you're in that situation.
Sure.
So those people need a second chance,
Exactly.
man, and that's important to me. So we have this construction program that's coming, and within that program, we have an opportunity to change the lives and quality of life of a lot of people, a lot of communities.
Okay. And I was at one of the forums, and I remember you brought some props.
Yeah.
And one was like concrete, and one was asphalt.
Absolutely.
What is that? What was that all about? And is that kind of sort of what you were
Absolutely,
discussing?
because if you have an overlay in your neighborhood right now,
Mm-hmm.
it's the we called it blacktop growing
Mhm.
up. And when it was hot, it burned you. But overlay, and then you're going to turn into a reconstructed street, which is a concrete street. And so what my props are to show from where we are to where we're going over the next 25 years.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Like I said, a lot of people are really looking at this race. Last question, where's your favorite place to eat in District D?
Oh, you put me on the spot there. We have a lot, but I'm going to tell you where I hang out a lot at Reggae Hut, man.
Okay,
Beef patty,
okay.
Beef patty and oxtail. Look at my stomach, man. But Reggae Hut is my spot because of I love what Marcus is doing over there, and the beef patties, man, and I just started eating the chicken one the other day. You need to try that, man.
I'm a roll.
Put a little hot sauce in there.
All right. Well, Y'all heard it first here. Dwight Boykins running for City Council District D. Be sure to leave comments down at the bottom. Be sure to share this YouTube with your friends, and be sure leading up to Election Day, early vote I think is October the 21st.
Yeah, it's a tentative date. They may leave
Hopefully,
it there. Yeah, let's
they
hope
leave it.
so.
But November 5th is Election Day.
Yep.
Be sure go out and vote for whoever you're going to vote for. But here's Dwight Boykins who's running for City Council District D.
Thank you.
All right.